Welcome to Green Chairs. I'm my guest today, MarthaJane. We're going through some of her repertoire, some of the songs. Last week we did Mercy, and today we are doing Nervous.
Yeah.
Our goal is to go through some more of these songs with MarthaJane, and then we're going to introduce some new artists for you. Green Chairs is about independent indie music, original artists that don't get a lot of playtime. And so we're going to introduce Nervous now.
Welcome to Green Chairs Playtime.
Playtime. All right, let's do it.
Do I make you nervous? Any day might I believe? Imagine the mess, scattered memories.
So tell me about what Nervous is about.
Okay. Nervous. Once again.
Are you nervous?
I'm not. I'm excited to finally get this information out.
Awesome.
Because I haven't had a lot of playtime myself. It's been a lot of work and a lot of heart and a lot of full body experience. Okay, honestly, yes, I am a little nervous. You can hear it in my voice. I'm a little nervous because as I deliver this, I am discussing things that are so near and dear to my heart and so like life-altering work that I put in for years and years to make this song because it comes from truth.
Mm-hmm.
It comes from my truth. And I think that the truth that I have to
sounds like
share,
there's some vulnerability there in the truth. Not just like surface level truth, but like a truth that is like deep. What's the main subject matter of this deep truth?
Skin.
Okay.
Skin. And it's about when my skin shows. Does it make you nervous? Does it make you nervous, the thought of me leaving? Like me not being in your presence anymore. It's the vulnerability that comes from showing yourself when your skin isn't perfect. and the song I was trying, in the process of writing it, I was trying to teach the people around me, like give them permission to show their skin, to show their scars, to show their shame. But more recently, I realized that I was giving myself permission in the writing and creation of the song.
Is there a place in the song for people who are perfect?
Wow. I don't believe they exist.
No, of course. But like you're talking about your scars. Where did your scars come from?
Okay. So my scars came from breast cancer twice. My scars.
And what happened?
Wow, I'm choking on this next sentence.
Okay.
My scars also came from religious trauma. And my scars came from life happening, whether it's pregnancy, 12 times, but five babies. Like there's a lot of scars, a lot of emotional baggage that comes from living life.
Yeah. So somebody that may have an exteriorly, if that's a word, perfect body could have these religious scars that you choked on.
Right.
That they have the shame and the...
Because nobody has perfect parents either.
Sure.
So like life is going to fuck us up in some way. So I think whatever exteriorly, to use your word, I'm curious how the teleprompter is gonna or the CC is gonna translate that. But nobody gets out free, perfect.
And so a large element of shame there. And tell me some of your process of, like, is this overcoming nervousness? Is this about facing it?
No,
What's this
it
about?
is about like showing up nervous. It's about doing it anyway. It's about let's pull up the lyrics. Can we do that?
Yeah.
It's about
Because
shining even though your voice trembles.
the first lyric is nothing about you. It's like, do I make you nervous?
Yeah, that's another little key. So with the religious trauma and the unpacking of sexual repression, I was always most comfortable making everybody else comfortable. Whether it was protecting boys from their dirty minds,
Mm-hmm.
or protecting women from feeling nervous around me because of their husband's dirty minds. It was very like shaming based towards men in one way. And so it's like, let's acknowledge our nervousness. Let's question why it is there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just the word. That's just the first half a phrase. Do I make you nervous? The second phrase is any day I might up and leave. So I think that something that can happen and that I have found in my relationships is that I might make people nervous, but they like it. And then they don't want me to go. And for me, this line, do I make you nervous to love me because I'm going to die of cancer eventually? Like, do I make you nervous that any day I could have cancer again and die?
Oh. Imagine the mess scattered memories.
That's same line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be crying, and
No. You'll be crying.
you'll be crying. Yes.
And you're not the only one. You're not the only one that loved me. So this is really kind of owning the influence I can have in the world. You'll be crying and you're not the only one. And I'll be somewhere laughing at what I've done. Whoa.
You'll be crying and you're not the only one. And I'll be somewhere laughing at what I've done. Oh, diamonds in the sun.
Whoa. I'll be somewhere laughing at what I've done. That comes from a post-religious mindset of when I leave, when I die, I'm not going to have any pain. I'll be okay. You guys will be crying, but I don't know where that is. It's somewhere, maybe.
Now tell me about what this transition is from a religious mindset to what does that look like? What did that look like for you, going from religious to not religious, and from what sounds like not skin to skin?
So the process from going from not skin to skin came about after, was it my first breast cancer diagnosis and my second? No, that happened long before my second breast cancer diagnosis. After my first breast cancer diagnosis, I had a lumpectomy that was pretty much a partial mastectomy, and then religious white knuckle gripping on body positivity and not wanting to have any reconstructive surgery because that was vanity. And so I would have on one end confidence, religious confidence, that I was good in the sight of God because I wasn't being vain. And then on the other hand, I'd look in the mirror every day when I'd get out of the shower and I'd feel like a clown. Or I'd feel like a clown when I'd get undressed in front of my husband. And so there's this dissonance. And I was, again, in the sexual repression, sexual shames, like physical shame, all wrapped up in that. And I decided I lost a bet that someday I would go streaking. And in order to not live under the weight of that bet, I devised a plan to be able to go streaking in a way that I was comfortable with, which is through a naked 5K. It was up in a place called Woodstock, Connecticut, and it was fantastic. I went on a naked 5K, and being there, it was so natural. A naturalist club there. It was within their little compound. Sounds weird, but I went there and everybody was naked and I was there with my scars, and actually I drew attention to myself by labeling all my scars all over my body with a Sharpie, colorful Sharpie markers. So people not only saw me, they recognized that, oh, she's labeled this. This is meant to be looked at. And so they looked closer at my scars.
So you're intentionally drawing attention to yourself.
Yeah, I think it comes from a need to exposure therapy myself. Exposure. I was exposing myself for sure, but I needed to expose myself, like in the song, as lift your broken pieces higher. I needed to just glut myself on the anti-shame.
So was this just like a radical thing that all of a sudden happened, or was there any kind of build up to this? Was there any kind
Well, there was, because I was raised Mormon, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and I wore the temple garment day and night. Took it off long enough for sex and showering. I'd wear it when I was training for my half marathon. I lied. During training for my half marathon, I realized how ridiculous it was that I was trying to wear these temple garments for this extreme sport, and that I would kind of let that go. Now, so there was small changes along the way, and then I used to have date night with my husband. I still do, but it didn't feel like date night because it was going out in all my modest clothes and then going home and hoping things would get frisky, but they weren't really that fun for me because it was just 10 minutes of sensuality and then not. And so I started, before the naked 5K, I started not wearing my temple garments before the end of the date. I went out dressed sexy, which was terrifying.
What was so terrifying?
What if I saw a member of my church out on the town? What if they were in the same place? And what if they told on me? And so much stress.
So was that the only fear that you had, was being judged by other church members?
Well, it was self-judgment. Mm-hmm. I didn't know if God hated me, or if I was going to lose my eternal family because of what I was wearing.
You mentioned earlier how other women or how other men might view you.
Oh, right. Yeah, well, yeah, of course. Yeah, that I was afraid that other women wouldn't feel safe around me, or that they would feel like I was trying to seduce their spouses, or that I would be hurting them like sexy women hurt me. Because I'd be, with my religious and my breast cancer history, when I would go to the beach and women were wearing bikinis that I couldn't wear because one pieces were what we're supposed to wear, modest one pieces. Mm-hmm. I'd go to the beach and I would spend all day in my head and crying and nervous that he was attracted to other people, and that he would see someone and think that they were beautiful, and then my marriage would be over or something. There was a lot of fear and anxiety.
And you were afraid that you were putting that onto other couples.
And then, yeah, if I were to become the pornography, I don't want to hurt women. That is not my goal. That is not my goal. My goal is joy, freedom, peace, and I did not have peace. It was I was trying to give peace to everyone else, but I wasn't getting it.
So when you would go out on these scandalous date nights, mm-hmm. Were you hurting women? Were you hurting men?
Maybe.
And how did you deal with that? Like, where was
Well,
what? Why why is it okay to hurt other people?
I have lived a life of, okay, this sounds really prideful the way I'm saying it, but like of selflessness. And I was the only one getting hurt. It felt like everybody else seemed okay hurting me. Not everybody. There were other women like me who would be very subdued and very like towing the line, and I felt safe to be around. But the sexual repression was not working in my marriage anymore.
So because you were living according to not hurting others, you were sexually repressed.
And not only that, I was like crying all the time. And I was like an anxious mess. And like one of the things that the Naked 5K gave to me was I felt like I finally became part of humanity. Like I was running with the buffalo. Like I was buffalo now.
And buffalo aren't hurt by other buffalo that are naked.
No.
Yeah. The people who are hurt they're hurt by their own belief systems.
Right. And that there are people who I'm not hurting. And so if they can live with that mindset, I wanted to find that mindset for myself. Like that looks like a happier place to be, because what I'm experiencing is not a happy place to be.
So you wanted to find some happiness for yourself, even though it may affect other people.
Right. And that I'm worth taking up space. It's okay.
Now, so you mentioned when you were talking about your partial mastectomy, you used words like clown. And how does skin that is clownish help with sexuality, or help with?
How does it help?
Yeah, like how does that, like if you're revealing being a clown, you would think that you're just a clown.
Well, I'm a bigger clown now than I ever was. But it's different.
Okay.
It's different because I earned those scars and I'm proud of them. I'm
just wondering if there's any sexuality in the clownness.
Well, there wasn't at the time. Later, I had a double mastectomy with my second breast cancer diagnosis. And I became like full on flat girl. Not just aesthetic closure flat, but it was like scars all over. And in the process of that second diagnosis, I became angry, which was a new emotion for me to lean into also. And I decided that I was beyond the rules of humanity anymore. Like I was a woman, and whether I had tits or not, I was a woman, and I was going to be able to show up places, and I was just going to wait for them to tell me to stop. And if they did, they still had no right to do that, because like the whole game had changed. I would go topless at the swimming pool with my scars, and people are like, a girl can't be topless, but wait, and she doesn't have those offensive girl nipples. So I just realized that I am not stuck to dumb rules anymore.
Sure.
I still don't want to hurt people, but I feel like rather than fear that I'm hurting people now, I am on a mission to liberate, like to help, actually help through the process of what I used to call hurting.
I think what I'm hearing from you in like verbally, and what I'm hearing from you in tone are a little different things.
Oh, let's dig in.
All right. So what I'm hearing from you verbally is clown, scars, those kinds of things. Tone-wise, it sounds like running with the buffalo, or going out with your husband and dressing scandalously wasn't just about clown and scars, but that you felt some kind of sexuality.
Yeah, it was a
that they're
letting
because
go.
sitting here you
Mhm.
don't look like a clown, right?
Right.
Right? You don't look, and so um, and so I'm wondering about the sexuality piece of what that was like beyond clown and scars.
So the sexuality piece came as I moved away from religion. The clown piece was in place the harder I held on to religion. When I decided to go against what I felt my church leaders were saying, and I did some fat grafting to kind of even out my breasts 9 years after my initial cancer, I felt some ownership. And when I felt ownership of my own body, that's when sensuality started, like, it was my body. It wasn't a clown anymore. And if I did anything I could to like make it what I wanted it to be, I felt more ownership of it, even though it still wasn't perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so the clown went away, and it just became recognizing that life sucks sometimes, and this is the body I've got, and I want to enjoy it.
Sure. Yeah. So it just seems like there's a conflict there.
There's so much conflict
between, because it sounds like you knew you were sexy and that's what would hurt other people, is that you knew you were sexy.
Sure.
Not your clownness wasn't what was going to hurt other people,
No.
but your sexiness would hurt other people. So it sounds like amongst your scars, you knew you were sexy. Before your scars, you knew you were sexy. During your scars, you knew there was a sexiness that may get you kicked out of a pool for
Sure.
going top. That there's a duality of clownness and sexiness.
And it's easy to go one way and the other, like to bounce back and forth between those emotions, those feelings, like one day to the next, 1 hour to the next.
Mm-hmm.
One commercial that has a sexy woman on it that doesn't have scars on her whole body, then all of a sudden I'm a clown again.
Sure. But when you go out and you see people looking at you a certain way, all of a sudden you're sexy again.
Right. It is fun to like be out and about and be seen, like to catch eyes and then they look away. That's fun.
So let's go over some more of these lyrics. What's this diamonds in the sun?
So the idea behind diamonds in the sun, it could be replaced with shattered glass in the sun, whatever it is the more broken you are, the more little fractals you have to shine from.
Mm-hmm. And do you feel like running? Do you feel exposed? Is that like reference to the Naked 5K?
Somewhat, but I think that it feels less so like that. Maybe that's where the line came from. Do you feel like, no, it actually wasn't. Like, do you feel like running? It's like the fight or flight is actually where that came from.
Okay.
If you see a sexy person, do you want to hide? Do you want to run the other way like the prophets of old?
Gotcha. So if you see me, do you feel like running away to protect yourself from who I am?
Yeah. Do you duck and cover when my skin shows?
Yeah.
Whether that's from like, ooh, scars are too much, or, oh, you're making me feel a certain way. Mm-hmm. Like either way.
Yeah. So duck and cover,
hiding.
like there's grossness, I want to duck and cover, or duck and cover, there's sexy. There's a clown or there's sexiness. Either way, I want to duck and cover.
But the duck and cover is a reference to like military volleys. Mm-hmm. Like there's a danger coming at you.
Yeah. Oh, your heart is racing. Don't look away.
Yeah.
Don't look away. Don't duck and cover.
No.
Like, I'm not harmful.
I mean, don't be creepy. Don't be creepy. But yeah, don't look away. Like you see something beautiful, and it's telling myself also, giving myself license to have my own sensual pleasures.
Mhm. Don't look away. Don't look away at when there's somebody that's got scars or in a wheelchair or disabled.
Okay, so here's the opposite experience, and that is when I had chemotherapy the first time with my cancer treatment. I went bald, and I got a wig, and I hated it. And sometimes I would wear a scarf, and those were lovely. They would make me feel more normal, but sometimes I would have these hot flashes. Anyway, I would go to the grocery store, and sometimes I would just go just bald. And when I would do that, I would walk past someone on the aisle in the store, and usually when I have hair, like today, I can walk past someone, we make eye contact. Sometimes if I'm too fancy, if I feel too pretty, sometimes people look away also. But when I was bald, people would try to pretend I was normal so they would not look at me. And they'd walk right past, and I felt like a ghost. I'm like, I'm not dead, I'm a person, so look at me. I know my head looks weird, but just smile and nod, good morning. Don't look away, because that makes it weird. I feel shame when you look away from me. And I don't want to feel shame, and I don't want to give you shame. So that is something that harkens way back to don't look away. But the next line is broken hearts shine brighter in the light of day. It's going to be bright because there's a lot of shining going on from all of us broken people.
Well, thank you for joining me today. We can find you at MarthaJane.music.
MarthaJane.music. And just a little plug, in the next few weeks, I'm going to be filming the music video for Nervous. And I'm super excited about that. So maybe we can chat about that another time.
Well, what's your, after your music video is released, maybe we'll take a look at that.
Yeah. And some behind the scenes.
And anything that we might look forward to in the video?
Yeah. This video is going to have skin in it. We'll have, we're in pre-production right now, and we're talking about how to create it so we can have an explicit version, but also a version that's a little more shareable. But the point is not to hide, not to cower away, and to show my scars, because everybody's got them, whether they're emotional or physical, and we should live in a world where we don't just see perfect people walking around.
So when you're at the beach and somebody is hiding themselves, you're okay if they're not an attractive person, if they show.
Yes, because we all
And if you're at the beach and there's a very attractive person, you're okay if they show.
Yeah, skin deserves sunlight.
Right. Well, here's to sunbathing.
That's right.
Do I make you nervous? Any day might I believe? Imagine the mess, scattered memories. You know you'll be crying, and you're not the only one. And I'll be somewhere laughing at what I've done. Oh, diamonds in the sun.
So Martha Jane, you talked about how when we're done talking, you get comfy.
Yeah, it's like I sit up straight. I lean back a little bit sometimes, but once the camera stops rolling, I'm like tucking my feet under. I'm like, I'm just drinking my coffee. Like, it don't matter.
Yeah. Nervousness makes us proper.